Hi, my name is Brianna Castro, and I'm a sophomore here at Blackstone. So I just want to tell you guys a little bit about myself. I'm terrible at telling jokes and spelling. I can't sing or dance to save my life. I love to read and write, sometimes reading at the wrong times. I can't get organized, ever, and I try to do too much at once. And I think a lot of you guys already know this stuff about me. But something you guys don't know is that I have Asperger's syndrome. I think by now you guys all have a grasp of what that is. So I'm just going to tell you what Stacy asked me to do, and that is just tell you guys a little bit about myself. So, and to also show you guys the view of someone who has it, so you guys can look through my eyes. So I'm just going to start off with how we figured it out. When I was 4 or 5, my mom started to, she started to notice things about my personality, or well, about me that was probably not part of my personality. And I have a few stories about this. Please do not bring these up ever. The first story is kind of when I was younger. Me and my mom were going into a convenience store, and there was this guy outside who was old and he was smelly and stuff like that. And the first thing I thought in my mind, I said out loud, and I said, "Mommy, what's wrong with him? He smells." Stuff like that, and that kept happening, and my mom was horrified. She didn't know what to do, and then there were other things that, and here are some 2 mall stories. Please do not bring these up. These are so embarrassing. If any of you don't know what this is, don't ask me. It's fine. When I was younger, I used to go through the mall and mock the Herbalescence commercial. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. And the second thing was when I was younger, the first thing that I used to put my fingers in my armpits, and then I'd smell them, and then if they smelled okay, I would go, "Superstar." Okay, no one held that against me. I was like 3 or 4. But yeah, so when it ended up, she wanted to find out more about what this was exactly. So she figured out that it could be Asperger's. So she did a few questionnaires and tests and stuff, and when looking through the symptoms, she said, Brianna, Brianna again. That's Brianna too. So she figured out that I had it, and once it was fully diagnosed and all that stuff, she made the rest of my family take quizzes and all that stuff to see, like, the severity of it. And they all came up pretty much the same. And then from there, my entire family worked with my mom to figure out what we could do to best help me. And I just have to do simple routines that not many kids have to do, and work on stuff that I have problems with. Like eye contact. We worked on different tricks and stuff. Oh, and one thing, if you guys have any questions on how we did this stuff, you feel free to ask me. I just can't go into detail right now, but eye contact, I'm better at that now. I can look you in the eye. Waiting my turn to speak, that was really hard for me, but we found some tricks that helped. Recognizing social cues took me a while, but over time, I could recognize others' body language and stuff like that. I can now understand people's emotions, which was really, really hard, because when I was younger, I didn't realize other people had feelings too. Developing a filter. There are many, many stories I can go on with this, but I'm just going to say anything out of my mind came out, and back then I was not the nicest kid. So, we also attempted to develop gross motor skills, which is basically balance. Did not do so well. Spent 5 years trying to teach me how to ride a bike. Never happened. Go ahead and laugh. I can't handle when too much is going on around me, and I have a sensitivity to sound. I I'm naturally sensitive to sound, but I don't know how to handle it. So if something like bangs or something happens or it's just a screech or stuff, I would automatically go like this or stuff like that. And let's see, anything on my mind, I'll repeat it and repeat it. So if some of you hear me singing songs randomly in the hallway or running or stuff like that, that's just what comes to mind. Learning to understand other people's body language, and their facial expressions, that was really hard, but I'm doing better at that now. We had a very trouble for a few years redirecting my inappropriate behavior to appropriate behavior. And then my voice level. We at first thought something was wrong with my hearing, but it turned out just I didn't know how to control my voice level. I have trouble with that still today, but I'm doing better. Getting to cope with change and unexpected, I will tell you one thing with this. I never fixed this until last year in November when I came from Tolman High School to Blackstone. I hated change, I hated unexpected, and imagine my shock when I came here. So that was hard for me too. I'm only listing these because I'm running out of time right now, but things that I deemed unnecessary I would refuse to do. I used to turn the subject back on to myself. I take everything literal, and I don't understand sarcasm. When a rule is put in place, I always have to follow it, and I don't get to my point fast enough, which I'm trying to do now. And I think that's most of what I wanted to cover, except for a few more things that I want to say without looking at the paper. And that's it. That the reason why I'm doing this video is because I don't want people to link Asperger's or autism with violence. And that's why this is, I'm sitting in front of you doing this right now. And here's a little thing. Parts of my personality, some of my friends will say, but she is violent. I'm not violent. I'm just playful and stuff like that. And that's part of my personality. That's not part of my Asperger's and stuff like that. So I'm just saying this now, and I also want one thing you guys to know. Just because I have Asperger's, I don't want anyone's pity. I don't want anyone's sympathy. It's just something I have to live with and something I have to deal with. I'm still the same Brianna that's standing up in front of you right now, probably reading you out the goals. Same Brianna from 2 weeks ago, 3 months ago, years ago. So, no pity.